morning, students. So, we were discussing about entrepreneurship in the previous classes. Okay, and you already know that we discussed regarding what do you mean by entrepreneurship, who is an entrepreneur, what is called as entrepreneurship. If you want to become an entrepreneur or if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, what all the things you have to do, or who is called as successful entrepreneur, or what is the procedure to become the successful entrepreneur. Okay, so those things we have discussed, and we also discussed about what do you mean by the project, what do you mean by the project planning, the project capacity, and the market survey, market risk. If you want to prepare a project report, then what all the things you have to do. Okay, so these all things we have discussed in the previous classes. Okay, now today we will concentrate our discussion towards the next concept, that is called as the industries. Okay, so as you already know that industries are very much important as far as nation's economy is concerned. Okay, because industries are the another part, because agriculture is one thing which is going to contribute majorly for the nation's economy. Apart from that, industries are another thing, okay, which are going to contribute toward the nation's economy. Okay, so today we'll discuss about what do you mean by an industry, then how we are going to classify the industry. Okay, and what are the various types of industry. There are various categories are for classification of industry. Slowly we will discuss about what are the various industries we have. Okay, so before that, first we should know what do you mean by an industry. Okay, so industry is, how we define is, industry is nothing but it's a group of manufacturers or it is a group of businesses. Okay, that is going to produce a particular kind of goods or the services, which in turn reflect the nation's economy. Okay, I'll repeat again. An industry is a group of manufacturers or businesses that will produce a particular kind of goods or services, which in turn reflect the nation's economy. Okay, that is called as an industry. Okay, so as I already said, industries are classified by various ways. Means there are various parameters are there by which you can yes, categorize the industries or you can classify the industries. So what are the various parameters by which you can classify the industries is, the first one is based on the ownership. The first category is based on the ownership. Second one is based on the industries utility. Okay, third one is based on the size, fourth one is based on nature of goods, fifth one is the based on raw materials. Okay, so there are still many parameters are there, but out of which I have taken only few of them. Okay, so apart from here the classification of industries, I have taken only five are there. Like I have taken cottage industries, tiny industries, small scale industries, medium scale industries, and large scale industries. Okay, but leaving this, there are some other industries also there, which are grouped on various based on the various parameters. Okay, so which are those we'll see. First one is based on ownership. Okay, how the industries are classified as. Okay, so based on ownership, industries are classified into four types. Okay, the first one is private sector, second one is the public sector, third one is the cooperative sector, and fourth one is the mixed sector. Okay, so private sector means, you know, that which is owned by the, what you can say that, private people, means which is independent of the government. Okay, so that is called as the private sector industries. Okay, so if you want to see the example for private sector industries, you can take the automobile industry, or you can take the real estate industry, or you can also take the example of the healthcare industry, where the hospitals are there which are owned by the private persons. Okay, which are independent of the government. Okay, that is one category. Then second one is the public sector. Okay, public sector means which are owned by the government, or we also call it as the government sector. Okay, so which are the industries that will come under public sectors are, first one is your NTPC. NTPC means that is your National Thermal Power Corporation. Okay. Second one is BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited. Okay. So these are certain examples that will come under public sector or the government sector. Then next one is the cooperative sector, which will come under cooperative sector is which is like your KMF. Okay, which we have our Karnataka Milk Federation is there, no? That will come under what? The cooperative sector. And mixed sector means which is going to the collaboration of government as well as the private peoples. Okay, that is called as the mixed sector. Okay, this is based on the ownership. Then second one is based on utility. So based on utility, there are two types of industries are there. First one is the basic industry and second one is the consumer goods industry. So what do you mean by basic industries? Basic industries are those which will supply their products or raw materials to manufacture other goods. Okay. So basic industries are those which are going to supply their products or the raw materials to manufacture the other goods. Okay. Such type of industries we call it as the basic industries. For example, if you take iron and the steel, okay, which are going to produce as the raw materials. So using the iron and steel as the raw materials, you can produce some other product. Okay, such type of industries are called as the basic industry. Then under this category only, means based on utility only, there is another category that is called as the consumer goods industry. Okay, consumer goods industry means which are related to the producing the products which are related to the consumers. Okay, like the food production industry or the clothes industry. Okay, those are come under what? The consumer goods industry. Okay, this is second type. Then third one is based on the size, which is very important. Okay, based on the size, there are various industries are there. Like first one is the your cottage industry is there. Cottage or the rural cottage also we call it as. Then second one is the small scale industry. Then third one is the medium scale industry, and fourth one is the large scale industry. Okay, so small scale industry can also be called as tiny industry also. Okay, there is little bit difference is there in between tiny industry and the small scale industries in terms of the investment that can be made to start the industry. Okay, then I said that cottage industry. Okay, based on the size, there are various types of industries are there. In that one, the first one is the cottage industry. So cottage industry is one which is usually carried out in the people's house or people's homes. Okay, cottage industry is that business that is carried out in a people's home or the people's houses. Okay, for example, if you take your weaving or what you call it as your power loom work will be there, no, weaving, or you can say the jewelry work, the goldsmiths that will be doing the jewelry work, no, that jewelry work, or you can also take the example of carpentry work or maybe ceramic work. Okay, so these all will come under what? Your cottage industries. Okay, then second one is the small scale industry, right? So small scale industries are those which are usually going to require the less investment or less capital to start the business. Okay, so like investment may be in the range of some lakhs to up to certain crores, maybe starting from 25 lakhs up to some 5 crores or 10 crore. If the investment is there, you can take it as a 5 crore, then it is called as the small scale industry. So which are certain examples of small scale industries means if you take the manufacturing of water bottles or manufacturing of the papers or pens, okay, or manufacturing of the chocolates or the manufacturing of tissues. Okay, so these are the certain examples that will come under what you can say that your small scale industries. Okay, then next one is the medium scale industry. So medium scale industries are those which will require little more capital compared to a small scale industry. Okay, so this will usually require from 10 crore to certain 50 crores. Okay, they require that much investment for their establishment. Such type of industries are called as the medium scale industries. Okay, so an example of medium scale industries, you can take the example of your textile industry. Okay, a cotton textile industry will be there, that will come under what? Your medium scale industries. And last one is your large scale industry. Okay, so as the name itself suggests, large scale industries are those which will require the huge capital. Okay, means more money is required to start the industry, such industries is called as the large scale industry. Okay, example for your large scale industries, your automobile industry, or it may be your electronic industry, or it may be your cement industry, okay, or cotton industry. So these are what under which will come under what, the large scale industries. Okay, so this is another category. Then fourth category is based on the nature of goods. Okay, based on the nature of goods, we will classify it as a, one is the heavy industry and another is the light industry. Okay, so which are the product that will come under light industry are, which will usually include the, yes, light this business process. Okay, like manufacturing of your sofa, or it may be the matchboxes or the matchsticks, or the leather business, or the manufacturing of TV you can take, that will come under what, the light industry. Whereas another one is the heavy industry. Heavy industry means that you require the heavy processes or more risk is involved. Okay, so such industry we call it as the heavy industry. So which will come under heavy industries are, the example if you take for heavy industry, one is the mining, or you can also take as the oil and the gas industry, where the danger is more. Okay, such type of industry is called as the, as heavy industry. Then fifth one is, fifth category is based on the raw materials. Okay, so based on the raw materials, the industries can be classified as agro based industry and mineral based industry. Okay, so agro based industry means what, that is the industries which is usually can be started based on the agricultural products. Okay, and mineral based industries means which is going to start the business industry based on the taking the minerals. Okay, for example, if you take your cotton industry or sugar cane, this industry, okay, sugar industry, where you know that for sugar, what is the raw material is your sugar cane, that is nothing but your agricultural product. Similarly for cotton industry also, what is the raw material, that is the cotton, that is an agricultural product, hence it is called as the agro based industry. Similarly, if you come this side, mineral based industry, mineral based industry, like example if you take aluminum industry, or it may be your iron industry, or it may be your cement industry, these will take going to start the industry based on by taking the mineral. Okay, mineral or the raw material, by taking that one, okay, in terms of the mineral you are going to start the business. Okay, such type of industry is called as the mineral based industry. Okay, so these are certain categories of the industries which will come under the classification of the industries. Okay, so I'll just brief again what are the things we have discussed. Okay, so classification of industry, first one is based on ownership. Okay, so I said based on ownership, the industries can be classified as, first one is the private sector, second one is the public sector, third one is the cooperative sector, and fourth one is the mixed sector. Then second category is based on the utility. So second one, based on the utility, the industries can be classified as, one is the basic industry and second one is the consumer goods industry. This is based on the utility. Then the third category is based on the size. So based on the size, we are going to classify the industries as the rural cottage industry, or simply you can call it as the cottage industry. Second one is your small scale industry. Okay, third one is your medium scale industry, and fourth one is the large scale industry. Okay, then fourth category is based on the nature of goods. Okay, so based on the nature of goods, you can classify the industries as, one is heavy industry and another one is the light industry. Okay, and last one, based on the raw materials, the industries can be classified as, one is the agro based industry and another one is the mineral based industry. Okay, so these are classification of the industries. Okay, so those things only I have which are very few, which are the, those are the detailed classification. Here as per as your syllabus which is required, here I have taken is only these industry, that is, one is the cottage industry, another one is the tiny industry, and third one is the small scale industry, fourth one is medium scale industry, and fifth one is the large scale industries. Okay, so already I told about this, but still if you want to revise it means, So I said that one is cottage industry. So cottage industry is a those business, or it is that type of business which is usually carried out in the people's homes. Okay, so such type of industries are called as the cottage industries. Like I taken the example of jewelry business. Okay, the goldsmiths which are going to carry out the jewelry business that can be carried out in people's homes. Similarly, the weaving business or the ceramic or the carpentry business. So such type of industries are called as the cottage industries. Okay. Then second one is the tiny industries. So tiny industries are which are very small industries. Okay, which require usually very less capital in terms of starting of the business, or if you take the investment with the for tiny industries, it requires what I can say that very less capital. Okay, like in terms of it may require less than 25 lakhs also to start the business. Okay, like for example, if you take your manufacturing of the candles, or if you take the manufacturing of the agarbattis. Okay, so these are what the which will come under what your tiny industries, which require usually very less capital. Then third one is your small scale industries. So small scale industries which are usually require little more capital compared to your tiny industries. Okay, so which will come under your small scale industries, your like your manufacturing of the water bottles, or manufacturing of the papers, or manufacturing of the pens, or if manufacturing of the tissues. Okay, so these will come under what the small scale industries. And fourth one is your medium scale industries. So medium scale industries which require usually higher capital compared to your small scale industries or tiny industries. Like it may require up from 25 lakh, not 25 lakh in terms of crores. It may require some 5 crores to up to some 50 crores also you can take. Okay, such type of business will come is called as the medium scale industry. Okay, the example of you can take your cotton textile industry. And the last one is your large scale industry. So large scale industries are those which will require huge capital, or more amount of capital is required to start the industries, like more than 50 crores. Okay, so or more than 100 crores you can say. Such type of industries are called as the large scale industries. Like example is your the automobile industry, or it may be your cement industry, or your electronic industry. Those all will come under what under the large scale industries. Okay, then these are what certain classification of the industries. Next point is we will discuss about what is the scope and role of the small scale industries. Okay, so first one I will just read here. If it is not visible, you can just see I am just reading here. What is the scope and role of small scale industries? Because here in this chapter we are going to concentrate, or we are going to discuss as per your syllabus about only about the small scale industries. Okay, just large scale and medium scale they are just told about only the discussion related to what you can say that what is that they mean, how it will be started, or the examples only that we are limited only that much. So but in detail we are going to discuss about what the small scale industries. Okay, so in that one, the first point we are going to discuss about the small scale industries is the scope and role of the small scale industries. This is very important as far as your exam is concerned. Okay, so the first one is these create immediate and permanent employment on a large scale at a relatively small capital cost. Okay, so as you already know that small scale industries usually require very less capital for starting, or the investment which is involved to start a small scale industries is very less. Okay, and you know that it is not going to take much time also, because investment is less. Whatever the infrastructure is required, that is also very less. Hence you can start it immediately. Okay, immediately you can start it at a relatively smaller cost. Okay, capital cost, plus you can start at a large scale. Okay, you can start it in a huge this, and it can give the permanent employment. Okay, so whatever the small scale industries is there, by using that one you can create the the permanent employment. Then second one is they are labor intensive and require comparatively little capital to start with. Labor intensive means what? These are concerned with more amount of labor, because here it is totally whatever your work is there, that is usually dependent on the the efforts of the labor. Okay, so whatever the labors will depend, it is going to depend upon your whatever the profit will be there, it depends on that. Hence, this is going to be dependent on what labor intensive means. It is totally dependent labor, hence it requires huge labor power, okay, or it can give the employment for yes more number of people, okay. That is again one of the best thing for the small scale industries, hence it is called the labor intensive. It is totally dependent on the labors which can give the more employment for the labors, or it can give the employment for more number of labors, okay. And as it already said, it can be started with a very little capital, or it can be started with a very less cost or low cost, okay. Then third one is, these can immediately meet a substantial part of the increased demand for consumer goods and simple producers goods, okay. Like any consumer goods is there, which is the demand for that one is immediately is increased, okay. So that can be easily met by this using, because it don't require more amount of raw materials, or if at all raw materials is required means that can be easily available, yes. And more number of people are also available for doing this work, hence it can easily meet the whatever increased demand for consumer goods will be there, okay. That can be usually met very easily, okay. That is the scope of the small scale industry. As and when there is a huge requirement of any particular product will be there, that can be easily again produced, because raw material work involved is very less, okay. A process is not a big process, plus the raw materials are also cheap, that can be taken and can be easily produced, okay. Then fourth one is, they help reduction of price, okay. So here these will help in the reduction of price, in the sense if you are going to produce the more number of this products, like if you product or if you produce your product in a bulk, okay, then automatically there will be a reduction of the price, okay. Because if you produce the product in a very less number, then there is a chance that you will be come across the what you can say that as loss, okay. Hence, if you take a small scale industry and if you are going to produce them in a bulk, then under that condition definitely you will be there in the profit side, and plus it results in the reduction of the price, okay. Then they accelerate the rate of industrial growth, yes, because you are going to produce in a bulk, okay, and automatically your product is having good quality, okay. Then under that condition the demand for your product will be increased, yes, and the demand for your product will be increased means it automatically results in what, the industrial growth, okay. That will contribute to the growth of the industry, okay. It may be a very small scale industry. By taking this an example, again you may start with another type of the small scale industry, okay. That will result in nothing but the industrial growth. Then next one is, these offer a good method of ensuring more equitable distribution of national income, okay. So here, that is, these are going to use such a method where that is going to ensure the national income, means that is going to contribute to the nation's economy, okay. Because after all, as I said, all the industries are related to yes nation's economy, okay, because those are going to play the major part in the nation's economy. Hence these are going to use certain those methods where these will result in the better profit, and whenever these are going to result in the better profit, that is going to result in the contribute toward the nation's economy in the positive way, okay. Nation's economy can be increased. Then these help for growing into an efficient and progressive decentralized sector of economy, okay. So these will help for the growth in the efficient and the progressive way, okay. Decentralized sector of the economy. So centralized sector economy means that is usually controlled by the government, okay. Decentralized means what, the economy that can be usually can be controlled by the yes what can I say that, the group of industries, okay. So if the industries are doing good, then the economy can be definitely can be increased, or if the industries are not going well means the economy can be yes decreased, hence it will be the under control of the group of industries. Then Next one is these provide more opportunities of work and income. Definitely, because whenever the more and more number of small scale industries will be started means automatically this will provide more opportunities for the work, or this will provide more employment opportunities. Okay, these will create more employment opportunities, plus automatically if the more employment opportunities are created, if the industry is running very good means it is going to give you the very good income or a better income. Okay, then last one is these will help in equitable distribution of national wealth. National wealth means what? Yes, it is how the people's status will be there. Okay, so these will also help in improving the people's status. Okay, their financial status, you can say. Okay, so because you know that if the anyone's family's income is increased means automatically they will be under the better wealth. Okay, so by taking the small scale industry, or by working the small scale industries, or by starting the small scale industry itself, anyone's wealth can be increased. Okay, hence this will contribute in the increasing or equitable distribution of the national wealth. Okay, so these are the certain scope, or you can say the role of small scale industries as far as the your into total industry is concerned. Why these small scale industries are required, or what is the importance of this, you can also call it as the small scale industries. Okay, so this is about today's concept what we wanted to discuss. Okay, one is your the industries, how you are going to define an industry. Okay, then second one is based on various parameters, like 5 different parameters we taken. So based on those 5 parameters, how the industries can be classified with their examples. Okay, then here I have taken with the certain industries classification only, like cottage industry, tiny industries, small scale, medium scale and large scale industries. And last one is we discussed about what is the scope and role of the small scale industries. Okay, so we'll stop here only for today's class. In the next class we'll discuss about the advantages of small scale industry, plus what are the list of items reserved for the small scale sectors or the small scale industries which will require, and the next things we will discuss it in the next class. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. So if any doubts you can ask later. Okay, thank you.